G'day guys, Duckville here. Going to be casting a very special replay that I grabbed off PlayXP the other night. This one is going to be featuring this particular Terran here, known as Acupuncture, who actually played against Hydra, the famous sort of Westerner Zerg in the Korean scene in the GSL Season 1. And Acupuncture didn't actually win. Hydra beat him pretty convincingly. And so that this is this sort of quality player here. He's a very good player. And the other player here, the Terran over here, is Manofoneway, who some of you will know. This is actually Slayer's Boxer, the very famous SC1 player, one of the probably the biggest player of the SC1 era between 99 up to, well, pretty much to now. He has been one of the biggest players in the Korean scene, winning all sorts of tournaments, winning all sorts of, prizes, all that sort of stuff. One of the best Terran players that Brewport has ever seen. And he was very much famous for his micro and multiple sort of multi-drop play, that sort of thing. So hopefully we'll be able to see some of these new skills here in this particular game here today. Now, the other player, as I said, Acupuncture, still a very good player as well. Not as much fame around his particular name as Boxer, but he does very good play with. He does very good micro. He has a little bit of trouble with macro sometimes, but his Ghost Viking is really good sometimes. He does it a lot against Zerg, which is really cool to see. Yeah, so he is also pretty good at micro, and we'll probably see Boxer here doing some good stuff as well. So just by the way, I'm going to be referring to the Red Terran Boxer as Boxer, not his Manofoneway thing, because otherwise I'll just get lost and forget. But so what we're going to see out from both of them today, pretty standard sort of thing, a little bit different on the timings of when they're going to be getting their orbital commands. Boxers is a tiny bit quicker. He's going to be doing some nice micro here with this Marine, pushing that one across. Just to take out the SCV. Sorry, my computer's lagging just a little bit for some reason. And yeah, pretty standard sorts of stuff just at the moment. Acupuncture grabbing his second refinery, as you do. Look, he might be going for something a bit more mech heavy, or perhaps he might be doing his little ghost tricks. So we'll see what comes out of there. But Box is going to be grabbing a bunker here at the ramp as well, just to make sure everything is very safe. He's going to be getting the factory down as well. We are going to see, what is this SCV doing? This guy is just heading across the map, not sure where he's going. He's probably just going to be scouting out just to see if he can get back into Boxer's base, just to see if he can scout what's happening over there. Ghost Academy, here it is. He is going to be doing his ghost play, so that's obviously why we got the second refinery pretty quickly there from Acupuncture, and it looks as if, well, he's going to be chucking out a factory over here. I'm not really sure. Perhaps he's going to try and actually hide a factory and get a nuke out, perhaps, just to see if he can pull off something like that against Boxer. Now, back in Brood War, Boxer was actually pretty famous for his, as I said, for micro and multitasking, but also he did some very hilarious sort of tactics as well himself. So he used nukes, he used all sorts of things back in Brood War, which was absolutely outstanding for the fans to see. So we're hopefully going to see some stuff like that, but it definitely looks like Acupuncture is going to do something with this factory over here. He's probably going to try and get that out, and perhaps he's going to get a starport down so he can get a drop in as well. But looks as if Box is just going to stick with this standard sort of play here. He's going to get his second command center in base and make sure that he can use that to sort of pump out some more SCVs, and then actually just float down to the natural as well. So we got these Hellions coming across the map here. These guys are going to split up and just check out what's happening around the map. And it looks as if, yeah, wow, Acupuncture's actually floated the factory across to this side here. And as we can see, he's going to try and get a Hellion out. Boxer cannot see this just at the moment, although he might when this factory moves over. Let's see. Yes, he does, so he can see that now. Ghost is now coming out from Acupuncture, as we see here, the Ghost just on the way now, and it looks as if Box is still just going to float around the map, just checking out what's happening with his Hellions. And there is one Hellion inside Box's base. This one's going to just, he's going to run through the mineral line just to cause some trouble there, but it looks as if he's going to get out. Although he is going to get surrounded by these 6 guys here on the Hellions, just going to roast that other Hellion up, give him a taste of his own medicine. And as we can see, Box is really now pumping his economy. He's currently sitting on 28 harvesters as opposed to Acupuncture's 25. So he is a bit ahead here, and some Vikings pop out just to make sure that this factory does not escape. He's going to do some nice scouting with it, but he's not going to get out of there with that factory alive. Now, as we can see, yeah, there it is. We got 6, six. It's half of that. 3 ghosts out. 4 now, getting close to 6, and we are probably going to see these guys get dropped in on Box's base. Now, he's still a little bit behind in economy because he has obviously gone for this much heavier bio unit sort of attack, and as we can see, Vikings are going to cause a little bit of trouble for this medevac if this medevac tries to move forward and actually take out any of Box's like come in and actually drop the Ghost down on Box's side. He's going to have a bit of trouble getting in if those Vikings are going to have anything to do with it. Ghosts don't have Cloak just yet. There is no nuke either, so we're going to see an interesting Ghost push coming through from Acupuncture. It's going to be interesting to see, considering these Hellions are going to do a lot of damage against Bio. Here we go. We're going to see this go down. Not just yet. He's moving in. He's actually going to try and just keep the forces at bay, but it looks as if here they come. Lots of snipes going down. Snipes on all of those Marauders. Some fantastic micro there with the Ghosts, but the Ghosts are going to fall as the Vikings actually come down to the ground and are going to take care of the Ghosts themselves, given that they do a lot of damage against any sorts of units there. As you can see, the 12 damage there with their little machine gunny thing that they have. Acupuncture still sticking with this very heavy bio mix. He's grabbing a couple more barracks, and he's also getting the command center at his natural down. As you can see, though, he is still way behind on harvesters just at the moment, not to mention the income is going to be sort of heading towards favouring Boxer, given that he does have his natural up a lot earlier, and he is also now 8 harvesters ahead. So this is really a point where Acupuncture needs to actually make something happen, because he's just going to start falling behind in economy, and then in turn he's going to fall behind in all of his unit production as well. It looks as if he's going to stick with this sort of really light bio mix, and he's going to try and run in here with these Ghosts, but they're still a bit undecided as to what they're going to do. These Vikings sort of just hanging around here. Here they come. The snipes are probably going to go off. The Marauders do go down. This is a really nice strategy to see. Something a bit different from the normal TVT, as you can see. And all of these guys here, just they're very, very heavy units there. But they are going to get sniped off. The Ghosts do pull down every single Marauder that was there. And it looks as if these 5 Ghosts are actually going to take care of these Vikings as well. Some awesome micro, as we saw here with the medevac from Acupuncture. He's keeping the Ghosts alive, and he is now going to just make sure that they can stay in the fight there. And a little bit of mismanagement there by Boxer sending those Vikings in, and they do lose one. And as we can see, lots of bio units still streaming up from Acupuncture, and he's trying to push into the base now. We do have a turret here which does need to go down if the Ghosts get their cloak up, which they don't have yet, but I think he's just going to try and stick with Snipe, just using Snipe to a really good advantage, actually just taking care of all of the Marauders, considering that there is only one medevac here to make sure that the Marauders stay up at full health, given that they love their stim. But as you can see, Box is now sort of switching to his own little bio attack here as well. He's got a tank on the way, which is going to help with defending against the bio units, but given the tank nerf, they're actually going to not do as much damage. And the snipes going down. Looks as if Box is going to lose a lot of his forces here. Marines coming in, and the Ghosts are just going to hack away at all of these SCVs. They're probably going to try and take out this command center. Not happening just yet, but he's going to walk up the ramp here and try and get rid of the rest of Box's forces, which are down here. And we've got one tank out, but the tank is really just not going to survive against all of these Marines. Ghosts coming across, SCVs coming down. Everyone is getting into this fight. And all of these units from Acupuncture do go down now. And it looks as if Boxer is going to push them all out eventually. Yeah, they are coming out of the base now. and we are going to see all of these units get pushed back. Some nice snipes going down, as you can see there, guys. Supply depot out here in the open, just saying hello to the nothingness down there. Natural is up. So Acupuncture's done a nice job here of sort of realigning himself with Boxer in terms of economy. As we can see, Boxer now down to 26 harvesters, considering he did lose a lot of mining time and a lot of SCVs in that push from Acupuncture. But it does look as if he's going to try and do his own sort of drop here with a couple of Marauders and some Marines into the back of Acupuncture's base, I would assume. Acupuncture, meanwhile, going to take out the rocks here at the gold expansion. He's going to try and get that one down so he can get a bit more economy in his favor there, but it looks as if Boxer's just caught back up here. He doesn't have the harvester count, but he's doing well with his mules, keeping on top of the energy there from the mules. Now we're going to see this drop come in from the back here from Boxer. You would expect him to try and just come through and actually drop in the back, probably take out some of the key units, if not some of the SCVs. As you can see, hasn't actually seen the drop yet, but now that it is in there, Acupuncture is going to need to get those SCVs out, and they do get out of there now. We have had a couple of SCVs go down. We're probably going to lose one or two more, maybe. Yes, one goes through down. Marauder goes down. Another Marauder is also going to go down here. There are a lot of units to take care of, but Boxer's doing a great job with his micro. Signature play there from Boxer, just doing a great job with the medevac, with the units that were inside, and making sure that he can keep on top of what's happening in Acupuncture's side of the map. Now, Acupuncture grabbing the third here at the gold expansion. He's going to get this one up and running shortly. You'd probably see this one transform into a planetary fortress, and some turrets perhaps go down just to make sure it's protected from air. And Box is still going to stick with his tanks. So Box is going to need to think about moving out to actually make sure he can secure his own third. Considering he does have a nice little mixture of units here. But we're going to see another push from Acupuncture. He's going to come up with a pretty heavy force of a Marine Marauder, probably just to cover himself while he takes out the the third base here. One Marine just coming along trying to hack away at this medevac. But the units here at the Xel'Naga watchtower go down. A couple more Marines just dying there off to the side. Scan goes down just to see what's happening at the front of Box's base. We do have Ghost Energy. Is that Ghost Energy? I think that's Ghost Energy. I don't know. I never get that. Actually, maybe it's the medevac. Someone tell me what the hell that is, because I've got no idea. A couple more ghosts coming from Boxer as well. It looks as if he's going to have his own ghost party, but we can see here that Acupuncture is actually going to grab an orbital command, try and make sure that he has enough SCVs and scans and all that sort of stuff at the gold expansion. Little push coming here. Boxer and Acupuncture sort of dancing around this middle bit here, but you would suspect that the army mixture, it probably still favors Boxer here, given that there's only two medevacs and one of them is about to go down. There's only one medevac now for Acupuncture. He's probably going to lose out in that regard, given that he does not have the tank support that Boxer's force has. Now we've got this split going across the map here. These units are probably going to have a bit of a fight down here at this this meetup point here in the middle. This choke is going to be an absolute hellhole for the Marines trying to get back for Acupuncture. Now that Box has actually covered this side, he's got the tanks on the Xel'Naga watchtower getting vision, which this is a really great position for Boxer. He's going to have to come back though, because all of Acupuncture's forces are stimming in, and this fight is going to go crazy in just a second. And we are seeing just purely the medevacs just absolutely keeping the favor in for Boxer just there. He had the heals just going down constantly for all of the units. And as we can see, a really quick GG there from Acupuncture. Great game between these two players. It's good to see some non-tank Viking coming through from some high-level players, which is really good to see. As you guys know, I'm not a fan of tank Viking, but that was a good game to watch. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers.